What is going on, people? Welcome to Throw Down Your Questions, episode 354. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Round 2.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Actually, how do I do Carlos's intro? What does he usually do? I don't know, whatever. We'll talk about Carlos in a bit. Adam Vale.
Hey, have a sucker free Sunday, people.
And Brian Manjoma.
What up, what up, what up?
All right, Carlos is going to be in and out. He's working, as Adam reminded me, in a meeting on a Sunday night, but that's how things work sometimes, especially now during the Rona, you know. Before we start, we want to give a shout out to our friend Michael Santiago, who Manny appeared on his podcast, the Gaming University podcast, a couple of days ago, and I believe it will be premiering today. Actually, it might be today for some of you guys listening, you know.
Yes. So yeah, it's going to be coming out on Monday. So you might be listening to this on Monday, or you might be watching us live. So, but yeah, it's all going to be coming out on Monday. And on it, me and Mike talk about gaming and my career as a professional and all that good stuff. So maybe some things that I haven't talked about on the show you may not know. So it was a good episode. It's really great to talk to Mike.
Yeah, good stuff. By the way, shout out to Mr. Brett Murdoch, who snuck in through the back door.
Aloha.
What's going on, man? You came in perfect time. And also, Manny will be at New York Comic Cons.
Yes, I will. I'll be at New York Comic Con table J23. I'll be hanging out, doing my thing, and on Saturday there might be a Tony of the Wild that might appear.
Yeah, unlike previous years, I'm not going to be working at Comic-Con. Even though I have a press badge, I'm going to be going as a fan. So I'm going to be in Artist Alley, so you'll probably have a good chance of seeing me,
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to just spend my time in Artist Alley. Because there's other stuff going on, but it's like, I don't know. I think
this show in general is going to be, it's almost going to be like a throwback to the old New York Comic Cons where there wasn't a lot of media presence, within the show, all the kinds of stuff. So Marvel, DC, and stuff, they're not going to be actually there. Maybe their people will be there, but other than that, it's just going to be about the artists and whoever else is in creators and all kinds of other stuff. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, should be good stuff. So check us out there, Manny. You're going to be there all 4 days, I believe, right?
Oh yes, I'm going to be locked behind my table doing my thing. I'm gonna have the usual stuff, and I have the Solid Zero book, which is this is the last run of the Solid Zero book. It was supposed to end last year at New York Comic Con, but unfortunately, the world turned to chaos literally after my first con of the year, which was C2E2 in March. So, I still had a lot of that sort of stuff left over. In fact, I really didn't need to do anything new for this show. I really just had to use all the stuff that I had already set up for the next cons to come that never came. So it's gonna be there.
Yeah. By the way, now when people say like World of Chaos, I don't feel good about it because that stupid Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise chaos. Oh God.
Oh yeah, because he wants to kill chaos, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
Dude, did you see that latest trailer? This dude literally, I am not kidding about this. This dude starts listening to Papa Roach. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Did they do suck my life into music? Is that them?
No, that's wait. No, that's not Papa Roach, is it?
That is Papa Roach.
That is Papa Roach, right?
They stole.
This time.
They stole, yeah.
Oh, man,
that's the song that they stole.
I get these bands all mixed up. I was thinking about what's the other band? The other rap metal band that got bigger than Papa Roach.
Limp Bizkit?
No, not Limp Bizkit. The other one.
Another one?
The big one.
Oh,
big one.
Linkin Park. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Linkin Park.
Yeah. It was either Linkin Park or Papa Roach, but it reminded me of the bad stuff.
I think calling that rap metal is an insult to both rap and metal.
I agree with that because I like rap, I like metal, not so much the combination.
What is it? I mean, like, what
it's
is
like I like chicken, I like chocolate. I don't like them both together.
What is the what is the deal with that dude in the game though? Like, what are they from this world or some
I
shit?
don't even know.
Is he? He just literally the homeboy just like literally like he didn't like what the girl had to say, so all he did was just walked away and turned on his tunes on his fucking phone
Yeah, and then
with his
you're
earpods.
and like, all right, bro. Yeah, I think it was Linkin Park actually. It's like wake me up.
With Linkin Park, remember it's that they had. It wasn't just the same person. Sometimes it's the person, the lead singer is singing and rapping, that type of thing, like Limp Bizkit. But for them, they had one guy who would sing and do all the screaming, and then they had a different guy, and eventually the other dude he wound up doing his own thing for a little while, and then the main guy died. Remember?
I remember that. That's very sad. I was not a fan of. I'm not a fan of that band, but it's very upsetting about that. But it's even more upsetting to me that Limp Bizkit came back. Terrible band.
With the original lineup, or is it just
mostly?
Fred Durst,
they had Fred Durst. He looks like he came out of the Sabotage video. Sabotage from whatchamacallit. Like I'm like, really? Beastie Boys? Like he remember how they were dressed in that video? He looks like that now in real life.
Yeah, like 70s cops.
Yeah, Evanescence. That was Evanescence. Wake Me Up. All these bands, like they're all the same to me, like the rap metal bands and stuff.
But Evanescence,
even though they're not rap metal, but you know what I mean. Like,
wasn't that called new rock? Right? Was it like?
That was new metal. New metal.
That's a new metal.
Trash.
No, Evanescence wasn't bad.
They were new metal. To be fair, they weren't new metal.
They just they had a documentary just came out about them.
Yeah. Although I'm going to say, listen, Nightwish is better than Evanescence. Listen to them instead. Not that Evanescence is bad. It's just Nightwish is better.
Just go Cradle of Filth. Just go Cradle of Filth.
Or Lacuna Coil.
Lacuna Coil is good too. I like them. I like them better than Evanescence was like the poppy version.
Hailstorm or something like that.
Oh, Lizzie Hale. They're more hard. They're just straight hard rock though. They're not like a operatic metal like the other bands were. New metal is my favorite genre. Lacuna Coil is not new metal though, bro.
Yeah, Evanescence is bad.
Korn was new metal. Korn's my favorite out of that genre.
Korn, I could take and leave.
I thought Evanescence would be more along the lines of Corpiclani.
Yeah, a little. Listen to those guys instead.
Yeah, no, Corpiclani's dope.
Yeah. Anyway, let's stop talking about metal. Let's get into these questions about games, man.
Games.
All right. Let's start with Tumeke. All right. First question. And possibly our lead question, Manny. So start thinking about some stuff. With Sony finally putting a ring on that Blue Point finger, and then saying they look for studios that have worked closely with and also produce quality games. Who else do you think would fit as a new possible studio acquisition? I'm assuming for Sony. Like, who else would be like a natural fit that has been with Sony for a while that you're probably like, yo, why aren't you a first party group already?
It's weird because I feel like they snatched all those people, those traditional people up.
Didn't that Heavy Rain people, they picked them up, right?
No, they didn't.
Got one. No, they didn't. They actually, that is one. But
Carlos, get in here because his time is limited tonight. Go ahead, bro.
Japan studio.
Yes.
No.
Well, here's the thing. Toyama, the director of Silent Hill / the Gravity Rush games, and Siren actually did create his own new studio, and they're making a new horror game. So they could pick those guys up. It's all their guys, but maybe he doesn't want to work with them ever again.
Yeah. I like that the way Sony picks up new studios is the way I pick up new members of Throwdown. It's like, I've known you for a bunch of years. Get on this show, man. Your family. Let's go. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't really, because you're right. They already got the main ones, the Blue Point and Insomniac.
I mean, Black Metal Gamer mentions From Software. I think that's one of the closer ones that are left.
Yeah, but
I was thinking about that. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either, to be honest.
Well, because From Software and Sony actually have a bit of a contentious past, not necessarily one of camaraderie. Like, that's the reason that there's Dark Souls and Demon Souls to begin with. So I wouldn't say that they've had like a long history of like working well together.
But then you got Bloodborne too, so it's a weird, very strange relationship with them.
It is, but that just doesn't seem like the kind of like most of the studios that we're talking about have been good with Sony for a while. They didn't necessarily have the back and forth that From Software did.
Yeah, and I agree. And considering that From Software's best-selling game is Sekiro, a third-party game, they're not going to be with Sony. They're like, nope, we're good. We're making a lot more money on our own, So, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any more studios. I think they got the main ones. right, moving on. Next question.
Can I ask?
Oh, what's
can
up?
I ask a random question?
Who this?
This is not the time or place for that.
It definitely it's not. Just look at the title. Do you guys think that if, let's say, Insomniac was still a third party, and let's say somehow they were able to get the Spider-Man license, do you think that Insomniac Spider-Man would be as big of a hit as it is today as an exclusive?
Of course, it's Spider-Man. You know,
I don't know.
Actually, it might be.
He brings up a good point.
What's the point though? Because I'm like, actually, it might be even more of a hit if they put it on Xbox.
Because when you throw something as a flag, it was kind of a flagship title for PlayStation, and it got a lot of boost from it being an exclusive. It was the rallying game for PS fanboys, and I'm not saying it doesn't deserve that, but also it was definitely thrust into the spotlight by being a PlayStation exclusive. Not that it's not a fantastic game. Just saying, he brings up a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it probably would have sold more if it was on Xbox too and PC. Just because it's on more platforms. Again, it's not the Sony thing. I'm not saying it isn't a factor, but I think it's a minimal factor compared to the Spider-Man factor. And Insomniac too, because everybody knows they're fantastic. So I don't necessarily agree with that.
Let me ask it this way: do you think it would have sold as many copies on PlayStation if it were not a PlayStation exclusive?
Well, that's a better question.
Ooh, that is a better question. Probably not, because it would be on other systems as well. Because people were kind of forced to buy it on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you have those other platforms, I'm specifically talking about Xbox and PC, whatever losses are happening on PlayStation will be kind of negated by the percentage going up on the other platforms. That's what
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
it'd be more successful, but it still did get kind of a bump amongst PlayStation users.
But then again, it's like...
Then again, Resident Clank didn't, that Spider-Man factor, man, is huge.
Also, you have to take into account that it's like, you'll probably sell more copies if it's third party, but do you get the hype? And I mean, even for the Sony stuff, like, is Spider-Man and Insomniac such a good marriage that it'll get, what's it called? What's that fucking battle royale game? Fortnite levels of hype, or something like that, or is it just going to be kind of like what it is right now?
No single player game's ever going to reach those levels, man. It's impossible.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, it's impossible. It's an interesting question for sure. But the Spider-Man factor, I think that's the key right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Good middle question in there. All right. Moving on here. By the way, we're gonna get a couple of these tonight. Because it is that season.
Tis.
Mm-hmm. So next question from Tumeke: what video game horror world would you want to live in, and why? Would you become a Raccoon City resident like the Resident Evil games? Live in the fungus future from Last of Us? Visit a foggy little town called Silent Hill? And left looking for Duracell batteries in Alan Wake? My answer is I don't want to live in any of them.
No.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this. Yeah, why? Here's the thing. Going back is we were asked about this video game world, and most of us said we don't want to live in any game world. Mostly, like, they're all terrible if you really think about it. Like, my answer was like Mass Effect before the Reaper showed up. Guess that seemed pretty stable,
Well, dude, it's kind of the same thing as like people be like, oh, what movie universe would you want to be part of? Be like, none, because all of them involve the hero's journey, which involves having being the hero sucks. Yeah. You have to have your whole life uprooted. Bad shit has to constantly happen. You have to pay a tragic price to grow in character. Like, ain't nobody want that shit.
And also remember, you may not actually be the hero in that story, so you may be one of the unknown masses that get blasted by the mass relay explosion. So
not even that. Even if you win, okay, like weird thing. Hope this doesn't get too dark, but like back when I was a kid, right? Like you always like that kind of like angry kind of lone wolf, like a gruff video game character, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they're like, oh, they've got a tortured past, blah, 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 blah. Well, after being through some traumatic shit myself and finding myself, ironically, having trouble connecting with some people in my life because of that, I can tell you, it ain't cool Like, I've actually reached the point where I'm like, yeah, I think that's a pretty cool personality trait. When I was 10, being there fucking sucks.
No, it just happened. See, a tortured past only works if you're a fictional character, but then there's all these real feelings and regret and loss that you have to deal with in real life.
Yeah, like anybody that's experienced true loss is like, it's not cinematic. It just sucks.
No, you don't get one of those cool flashbacks where oh, you get in one of those. No.
Yeah.
But,
by the way,
yeah.
if we're talking about like worlds, like I know we're kind of overstepping our bounds here, but like a movie world, I want to live in like the world of like the Joy Luck Club, because it's just a regular ass world. You know what I'm saying? There's no alien invasions and shit happening. I'll live in like 2 blocks down wherever the movie takes place, and I'll be good. Fuck that shit.
Well,
I'm trying to live here, man.
You can. I mean, here's the thing.
One I would.
Yeah.
And it'd probably be the Marvel universe.
Marvel universe.
Just think about like if we lived in New York where Spider-Man was around.
I know, man. Fucking Chitauri showing up. Nah, fuck that shit.
There's so many casualties.
With all the shit that keeps going on in those Marvel books, I mean, you don't want to live in no fucking New York because everything's like always exploding.
I want to live in the Heights, but in Queens, let those motherfuckers sing up there in the Heights, and I'll stay over there in Queens. You know what I'm saying?
Better than the fireworks that you get every year.
You already know.
Been to the Heights a bunch of times. I didn't see a bunch of happy motherfuckers singing like that. I mean, things kind of rough. People selling you crack rocks and shit right there over on Amsterdam. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm staying in Queens. Let those motherfuckers stay up there in the Heights, singing and shit. All right. So we all agree, right? Nobody wants to live in a video game horror world.
No, I would not want to live in a video game horror world. I mean, it's no.
I mean, it's like the choice is which one do you want to live in? No, none of them.
Yeah. The question is, which one would you want to die in? In that case, like you're gonna die in all of them. I don't want to live in most video game worlds. They're all pretty dangerous,
Yeah.
I was a badass, if I knew I was a bad, like I was trained, and throw me in the Division. That'd be it.
I don't want to live in that world either.
I would like to do that. I wouldn't want to, but if I had to, and if I was like my character, who is specially trained, not me just jumping in there and they trying to give me an AK. I'm like, all right, you a pro at this? I'm like, no. I'm gonna die on this mission.
That's how you can tell. By the way, I'm pretty sure if we were recording this shit when we were all 20 years old, our answers would be very different. Like, I'm old. I don't want to be the badass. I want to just be chilling, make my money, and I'm good.
Yeah, man.
I can't say that there's like if you get to respawn, like sure, throw me in really any GTA game. Just at that point, just fuck it, manic insanity.
GTA work. GTA work.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could respawn, everybody wants to Molotov with Lamborghini. I mean, tell me you don't.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't done it?
Or even in Ninja Turtle universe, I'd like to watch the news and hear about some turtles jumping around doing their thing. It's like, yeah, why not?
Hey, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, Mighty Nerd. Damn, it's like that. He goes, the current reality's too full of horror. Fuck.
Nah, man. I feel like our current horror is nothing compared to what is lived in the media. Go watch that movie with what was it about the pandemic? That shit was even worse than what we got. What was that movie? Outbreak?
Oh, Outbreak? Yeah.
There's that. There was another one called was it The Plague? It was a bunch. I mean, we've had just humanity has been hit with some horrible shit.
It is the darkest timeline.
We pretty dark.
As shitty as all this shit was, we sort of made out a little bit better than some of the shit that was previously here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Black Death.
We weren't drafted to get to war and stuff.
We got people freaking out with all the stuff going on with get a pill, this will fix you, and it's like, yo, I am legend. That's all I'm saying. I am legend. Remember what happened there?
That's right.
People might mutate. We don't know what you're taking.
I don't know. It is. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about because we think about the military with morphine. They were given morphine, and next everyone got hooked. Whatever, shit happens.
Yeah, well, that's why they invented heroin.
There you go, exactly. And they were giving them out. They were like, oh, you need some heroin? Oh, biggie.
That's heroin, man.
Until they lost control of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on before this shit gets too fucking dark. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Even though we're still kind of on evil stuff right now.
We're dark.
Berserker Guts. This is evil, but it's still fun. Berserker Guts.
Evil.
Have any of you guys played Diablo 2 Resurrected? If so, what are your thoughts?
Oh, there's
Consider
quite
this a
there's
little
couple of,
review of the game right now.
there's a couple of people in here that have played it.
Yes.
Brad and Chris played, right?
Yeah, am I the one who's played this the most? Oh, okay. I guess that's mostly
That's
me then.
you, man.
What's up, guys? All right. Well, fuck, man. I'm really digging it. It's a when you ask for a recreation or a remaster, I mean, this is really what you have in your head. The mechanics are, or better or worse, exactly the same. So the game is horribly unforgiving. Lets you build your character completely wrong and doesn't let you know until halfway through the game. It's missing a ton of quality of life things. Your inventory is too small. It's pretty brutal, but at the same time, it's fucking Diablo 2, and I kind of like Diablo 2 brutal. So, the big thing I would say on this one is, if you felt disappointed when Diablo 3 came out, you should go back and play this. If you love everything that Diablo 3 was, you're probably not gonna like this. Not sure if a lot of people remember when Diablo 3 came out. It was a pretty far departure from the previous two games, and it wasn't necessarily received well by everybody. There was a bunch of people like me that played it were like, yeah, I mean, it's okay, I guess. And then I got kind of bored because it felt like an arcade gauntlet, and it just wasn't the same. But since then, it's garnered a whole new group of fans. So while it's still wildly popular, there were a bunch of people who weren't necessarily super thrilled when it came out. And if you were one of those people, or haven't gotten a chance to play this and are willing to go back and take some on the chin, dude, it's dope. It's awesome.
Yeah. Chris, did you play it?
Yes, I did. I played somewhat with Brett, and it's good. It's like I remembered it. Like, stuff was coming back to me, but I only have one character right now. He's a paladin, and he's not Jack like Brett. Brett rolled in with his necromancer, and he had his meth skeletons come out, and they were just jacking everything that I was walking towards. You remember the beginning of Highlander when Connor McLeod went into war, nobody would fight him.
Yeah,
he was wondering why. Yeah, that's why, because everybody's all methed up and killing everything around you. That's what rolling with Brett is like. He just had his undead crew just like wipe out everything.
So essentially, you had the scenic, you had the Demon Soul scenic route with Brett.
Yeah. He did that with Diablo. It was great. I barely had to do anything. I was like, oh shit, this is great. I just picked up the shit on the floor. I was like, oh yeah, I could sell that.
Yeah.
Sell this.
Yeah, we're currently rolling 12 deep. That's gonna be, yeah. But that's another thing. Like, I don't know video games that would let me do this today. And Diablo's like, yeah, man, go fucking nuts. How many skeletons you want? And I'm like, I don't know, like
all of them.
12. And they're like, yeah, you can do 12. And I was like, can I do like more than 12? It's like, yeah, I mean, if you do mages and regular skeletons. But at a certain point, it's I just have this huge, insane swarming around. They're fast and they never stop moving. That's why their skeletons made entirely.
I always remember in Diablo the necromancer was always like the one that people wanted to play because just the sheer amount of crazy amount of shit that you can bring with you.
That's what I did.
Yeah, Adam, did you play the Resurrected?
No, because just been playing all the stuff.
All the other stuff.
Sort of like work stuff that I had to do. I want to play it though. I definitely want to play it. Hopefully by next weekend I'll pick it up and play that one. Or maybe not because there's something else that's coming. And
this is the week, man. Yeah,
this is it, man.
I think I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah. So
bad.
we'll get Brett and everybody back involved.
Oh yes, indeed.
So,
yes,
Adam, would you say we will be back?
We will be back.
Yeah, the four of us. All right, people, good stuff. Let's move on. Next question here. This one is from Mop Hits. By the way, Mop Hits, before we answer your second question, I'll be nice and issue an apology. I'm not going to answer your first question because I'm tired of this fucking bullshit with Konami and Metal Gear and Konami, and Castlevania. Tired of it. Tired of these rumors. So unless this becomes official, Konami comes out and makes a statement, we are not answering these fucking questions anymore because this is stupid. It's like every month now. Konami set to bring a new Castlevania, new Metal Gear, new Silent Hill. How many times have we heard this thing for fucking years? And Mob Hits, obviously, I'm not, yelling at you. I'm yelling at the gaming community for perpetuating this nonsense. So until we hear definitive word, I don't give a shit about rumors. Don't care. We're not answering that stuff. You know, it's too much.
Do make it.
But see, the thing is, do make it is supposed to be a good thing. You know, we're saying too much as a bad thing.
Oh,
you know?
okay. So okay.
Yeah,
not to make it.
Yeah, not to make it. Oh man! All right, so
what's the what quick thing? What's the bad too much?
Yeah, to make it. Let us know, bro. I know you're in there, man. Okay, Assyrian Air Force, what's going on, brother? We got you, man. We'll answer your question later. So, first question from Mr. Mop Hits. Since it's spooky season, spooky. What horror movie franchise would you like to see turned into a video game?
Ooh.
I mean, they already got kind of the big ones like Friday the 13th, and but that wasn't. I mean, the new one is good, not the old one, Carlos.
Yeah.
Escape room. We can go through that. That might be fun because it's like a puzzle.
That would be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, if you get a group of friends and everybody's got to figure shit out and stuff, and
that would be a good game, actually.
And you have permadeath, you know.
Yeah.
That might be fun.
Escape room.
That would be dope, actually. Yeah. What other? The thing is, like, all the ones I can think of are like slasher movies, and they already have those. You know.
Black Metal Gamer says Maniac Cop.
Maniac.
Oh, remember that?
My man said Ghoulies. Oh shit! Remember Ghoulies?
Yeah, Ghoulies.
Ghoulies.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, now we're just you guys are just naming like just horror games. Like, what would make a really good actual video game? Like,
did they ever make a Saw video game? Because that seems like it might be a good video game.
Yeah, they did.
They
made a bunch of lousy
It's
Saw
called
games.
Manhunt.
No, but they did make one, and there was all these puzzles. You had to do a lot of puzzles, and I tried to get the platinum in that one, or the Chivos for it. Sporting.
But
Purge would be good. Is that a horror thing though? Purge.
The Purge? I don't know. It feels like State of
GTA,
Emergency.
right?
Yeah.
That's State of Emergency or GTA. Or that one part in GTA San Andreas when the whole town is rioting?
You mean during the LA riots?
During the LA riots? Yeah, that part.
Yeah. They just made that into state of emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here's the thing that's kind of get me. Generally, games based off of movie franchises are fucking awful.
Yes.
There is that. But I mean, the guys.
Are we just assuming this would be a good one?
Yeah, we're gonna assume it's a good one because most of them are trash. You're right.
But I mean, granted, there was the Predator game that came out recently. I don't know how that was, but it was one of those asymmetrical deals.
Yeah.
And same thing with the Jason the Friday the 13th game, which was sort of like, you had to work, teamwork against against Jason.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are like sort of slasher films.
So would one of those kind of games work for like Nightmare on Elm Street or something? Like that could be interesting because you're in like your own kind of dream world and stuff. I don't know.
I mean, you'd have to figure. I mean, it pretty much would be like Nightmare Psychonauts if you think about it.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah. Dokken comes out with Dream Warriors.
We're the Dream Warriors.
You know what I want to see? I'd like to see an actual Dawn of the Dead game in hopes that it would be a really kind of grounded survival-ish. Like I want to see a zombie video game where it's a little bit more slow paced and you really actually have to worry about getting bitten once kind of thing.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
All the things that made the zombie genre as movies work, before everything turned into Walking Dead. Not there's anything wrong with The Walking Dead.
Walking?
Yeah, I mean that kind of.
Nah, there's stuff wrong with The Walking Dead, but go on.
Yeah. I mean, like, what Daisy was supposed to be, it turned into something pretty cool. But I want to see a slow-paced game where you actually have to worry about like medical supplies and take tactical approaches instead of just bolting.
What's that one that Microsoft bought that was on Steam? Remember, and it was a small studio, and they bought the studio, and they did that.
It still got turned arcadey though.
Did it?
Like Left 4 Dead?
No, not the. No, it was
State of Decay.
State of Decay, because you had to keep them alive. They would die. You had to get meds. If not, they could die.
Yeah, but they still did the whole like different kinds of zombies. Like here's the exploder and here's the runner. They did Left 4 Dead shit alone. Like I don't need different kinds of zombies. I don't need other kinds of zombies that are strong. It's the closest I can think that actually did it was the first Dead Rising when you're like, oh man, there's a there's a lot of zombies here. They're weak and they're slow, but oh shit, there are a lot of.
They did have
surprise.
special zombies in that game, though.
Yeah, they had cults and stuff. They had boss battles. The timing was what stressed me out. I was constantly looking at my watch. I was like, shit, I gotta here, gotta do this. Oh.
Yeah, that's bullshit. But yeah, no, I'd take a zombie game where instead of progressively different kinds of zombies, you had zombies and survivors, because survivors are fucking horrible. I mean, that's the real story of any zombie movie, show, whatever. The humans are the real monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I gotta read this. It cracked me up. Barry Bird. He goes, Gremlins 2, the new batch NES Unreal Engine 5 remake.
Nice.
Yes.
I forgot they made that into a game. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they did. Wasn't a great game.
No, it was not.
But then again, how many of those licensed games were any good at all?
Yeah.
It's a hard one, but I don't know. I mean, I always like going with the classics, like trying to taking the idea of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and sort of reworking it and sort of trying to figure out something that works for the video game realm.
Yeah.
Or Dracula or any of that sort of stuff.
Blah.
Obviously, granted, you do have Castlevania, but sort of taking another route of that same sort of idea. Maybe you actually play Jonathan Harker instead of just subverting all the other characters that have existed. Play Quincy Morris or something.
See, I think that's what Vampire the Masquerade was kind of supposed to be, is a little bit more thoughtful, vampire-centric.
Well, I mean,
game.
in general, it's based off of a pen and paper RPG, so it's sort of using the vampire lore to sort of create this whole. They have their own lore. It's kind of like the Werewolf the Apocalypse stuff too, where it's like, yeah. But that game wasn't good.
That's not fair. Yeah,
that game wasn't good though.
No, I totally agree with you. I'd love to see something done more like. More like Vampire the Masquerade, but kind of focusing on Dracula. You know what that kind of reminds me of? Original Legacy of Kain game.
Yeah. I mean, that is a Legacy of Kain is a really more of a horror world. It's not a horror game, but it's a horror world.
Oh, this one's interesting. Who said this? Mighty Nerd said The Blob. There's a game that came out recently. Brian, you were talking about it. That's kind of like you're the Blob going after all the people and stuff.
Oh yeah, the Devolver Digital game.
Yeah, what was the name of it, Brian?
Carry On.
Yeah, Carrion. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, good.
The Devolver Digital game.
So there you go.
Essentially playing the Thing.
Blob. Yeah, you're playing the Thing or whatever. But that could work for the Blob too, or the ending of fucking Inside, if you know what I'm talking about. Shit. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. We probably have another Halloween question somewhere in this episode.
Halloween.
All right, Mob Hits, another one. Okay, what Dreamcast game? This is a two-part question, by the way.
Okay.
What Dreamcast game would you like to see get remastered, and would a Dreamcast catalog make more sense on Game Pass or Nintendo Online? I want to answer the last one first. It makes sense on both of them. Let's get it on everything, man. That doesn't have to be exclusive to one, Get it on everything. Dreamcast back catalog would be awesome. Although Xbox already has a bunch of Dreamcast games, so that would be good. But yeah, get them on both. As for Dreamcast game remakes, by the way, we were also asked what retro game do we want to remake, but we answered that before. But this is specifically about Dreamcast, because it's the only one I can think of right now. Even though there's a bunch of them, just in general, because I want the franchise to come back. Power Stone.
Power Stone.
Yeah, that was fun. Kick furniture and shit.
Power Stone on the RE engine. Yeah. Let's go. But not with realistic graphics. We need it to be cartoony, right? But just on a really dope engine. Well, Skies of Arcadia. That's a Sega
Skies
game.
Of Arcadia. There you go.
Yeah, that's a Sega game, but I'll allow it. I mean, that is. They're all Sega games actually, except Capcom did. Okay.
Power Stone.
Hold on. Let's establish some rules here. Are we going to limit ourselves to Sega games or just any game that was on Dreamcast?
I would say any game on Dreamcast.
Okay, let's do that then, because I'm Capcom third party. No, we're not redoing Blue Stinger. Fuck that shit.
No, not
fuck that game. Unmake it.
I want the Sword of the Berserk game that was on Dreamcast.
There we go.
There you go.
I refuse to to approach that franchise
Yeah.
again.
Oh,
That's where we kind of talked about this before. Code Veronica, man.
Go Veronica.
Yes, but I want that in the style of the new RE games. You know, not the 7 and 8. I'm talking about the remake ones. You know,
Yeah, I would like to see Skies of Arcadia.
Skies of Arcadia
one,
should
you
come
said. You know, I actually never got to play that one, but I would like to play that one.
Yeah, no, it's really good. All right, any other Dreamcast games? Ready to Rumble, man.
Yeah,
Ready to Rumble was a
that
fun
made
game.
it. That made it off to Xbox. I remember that's when I played a little bit on Dreamcast, but definitely played a lot. I think it was Ready to Rumble 2 when that one came to the 360.
That's the one. That's the one with Michael Jackson. Let's get ready
There we
to
go.
rumble.
But now you guys can play that boxing, that Rumble boxing, man. That fucking Creed Champions. That's the future right there of that type of gameplay, that arcadey boxing.
Yeah.
Check that out.
I want them to remake Grind Radio.
Isn't there a new that type of game where you're inline skating and doing graffiti? There's a new one. They just showed off at one of these game shows we watched this summer.
There is
but
a
they
game
don't have
that
the
looks
same
like Dead
composer.
Grind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks like it.
It looks like it. Doesn't sound like it.
Okay.
I think they got
the guy's name? Video.
I think though for that game they did get the same composer to do all the music for it. But
Did they?
it's supposedly just in the style of that. There's like a fighting game that looks like that, and there's something else too.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, and we all agree get Dreamcast games on everything, right? It doesn't have to be limited to one system.
No, man, yeah, get them Dreamcast games out to people. There was some great titles on there.
Yeah, man. All right. Next question. Another horror one. Mr. Jackzilla in the house. This one's interesting. What PC exclusive horror games do you recommend? I'm looking for some new horror games. So PC exclusive horror games. Brian, I'm looking at you, bro.
Okay.
Don't
really
many
don't
have
remember
crossed
the name.
over already. That's the thing.
There's always a lot of weird hidden gems in there. Again, depends what type of horror you're into. Here's one that's not exclusive, but still quite good because it's nice and atmospheric. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on titles.
Uh-oh.
Because I got the pattern on them as well. That's the worst part.
Oh, shit.
Not Layers of Fear, but god damn it.
Is it the one where you're stuck in that, like, asylum? Insane asylum?
No. It's the one set like the 1850s. Amnesia, that's it. Amnesia.
That came over too, though. That came over to console.
There's this game called Mondon. It's like this Czech sort of game, and it's got this funky sketchy style to it. And I heard some pretty good things about that one.
This is not exclusive, but there's this game that I previewed. It's called Martha's Dead. It takes place in Italy during World War II, and there's some weird, crazy shit going on. So there's one, you could try out. But yeah, exclusive, I can't really think of any, I'm
trying to remember this other one. There's this other one that people were talking about quite a lot, and it's VR as well.
Oh boy.
I think it is. It's something to do with something phantasm or something phantasm or something like that. It's like one of those is it asymmetric?
Yeah,
No,
asymmetric.
that's the name. Yeah. So like one of you plays like as the creature, and the other ones play as like these knockoff Ghostbusters, trying to like find out what's going on in the house. And I've heard good things, but again, I am not a fan of those type of games. So
again, there was there's Soma, which I heard some pretty good things about. System Shock, which is a classic. You can get the old one, or there's supposedly a new one coming out pretty soon.
Did they remake System Shock?
They're remaking System Shock and System Shock 2, but I think it's delayed or some silliness. I don't know.
I remember reporting on that shit years ago, man.
Observer, which is not exclusive, but it's on PC. It looks it's got Rutger Hauer. It's got Rutger Hauer in it.
Isn't that the Cyberpunk game?
Yeah, that's the Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I have that on
game.
PS5. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Phasmophobia. I think that's it.
I've heard good things about the Blair Witch game. I heard it's actually better than it should be.
Oh, really? The Xbox game, right?
It was like an Xbox PC game. It was really recent.
That came out.
Yeah.
DLC and stuff. I think Chris played it.
What? No, I didn't play the Blair Witch game.
Oh, you didn't play? Who was it? Somebody ain't gonna play that.
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't me, man.
Oh
Right,
gosh, the guys on PC are fucking stupid. So I'm looking at the horror titles, and it has the eFootball 2022. Is that free to play one?
Did you see the graphics on that? That is pretty horrific,
Exactly.
bro. You know.
Did you see the player scores? God damn.
And is that the Fox engine? Please tell me that's not the Fox engine. By the way, eSport, the one Brian just named, that's actually Pez. That's what Pez is called now. You know.
Oh man, like the little tags are horror. Like this is amazing. Like, why? But at the same time, thank you. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, look at the screenshots. It's pretty horrific. You know, man. All right, good stuff. Moving on. Abandon.
That is the scariest game.
Yes. It's frightening that it's never going to come out. All right. Did anybody okay. Full disclosure, I cannot answer this question.
Okay.
I am, because of conflict of interest and embargoes, I cannot answer this question. I'm going to answer it. I'm going to ask it and let you guys answer it, but I cannot. Okay. You know, because of work. Did anybody update to Windows 11 and test Game Pass on it? I read Tony's preview, and it seems like Game Pass and Xbox and Game Pass have been better integration, but in practice, do games run better, and what are some good features if anybody has tested it?
Yikes. My computer's too old to be able to qualify for upgrading to it.
So has anybody tested Windows 11?
I didn't give a shit.
Okay, so I can tell you that, you know, Xbox Game Pass is integrated into Windows 11, and it will have auto HDR, which is a good feature. It's going to take advantage of the SSD if you have one, and you know, stuff like that. But I can't tell you about it. Just look at my Twitter. That's all I'm going to say about that. Go check me out over on Topps Guide. I probably shouldn't plug myself too much. Just know I work there. Look at my shit whenever I post it on Twitter. You know, I got to keep a little bit of separation there. You know,
separation of church and state.
Exactly. But I will keep you updated. I'll just tell you that. I'll keep you updated on that for sure. Separation of church and state. Crazy. Give me a second.
That shit never got separate. See that shit now.
Yeah, right. Well, we're not gonna get into that. Get into trouble in this motherfucker. All right, let me get the next question set up. I think we're good to go. All right, next up. Whoa. What was this? E-Man Land.
Who this?
Who him?
Who him?
All right. His question is, what do you guys think of full game trials on PS5? This brand new feature that's never been seen before.
Yes, this brand new feature that has never been seen before since 11 years. Because, remember back in the day when they were doing those in the good old days when PlayStation Plus first came out, and they were saying all the different things that you could get before you actually got free games per month. There was a little something called free game trials, and free game trials. What you used to do is it wasn't supported. Yep, it wasn't supported by a bunch of different games, but you could play about an hour of a bunch of games. So like I remember playing BioShock Infinite using that, and then eventually I bought it. So what PlayStation is doing now is they're resurrecting full game trials, but they're doing it with Death Stranding and Sackboy. But this is only for the PlayStation 5. The caveat, though. Oh, by the way, one of the reasons why full game trials may have been dropped is because it was fairly easy to jank the system and play the games infinitely. In fact, you can do a search on YouTube, but it's only on PS5. PS3 you can do all these funky things. But now on the new versions, what you have is as soon as you hit the download button, the timer starts. So for
the
Death Stranding,
instant you hit download the timer
Yeah,
starts?
so you have so Death Stranding, you have about 6 hours, and Little Big Planet, you have about 5 hours. So here's it. I mean, what do I think about it? I think it's cool. I think it's an interesting feature. I feel like they should have things like this before, and that was the point of free game trials back in the day.
Yeah.
Where you could try a game that you were on the fence about. How come that isn't more common?
They stopped that shit because people were realizing that the game sucked and were spreading it online and telling everybody it was garbage. And so by the time the game came out, nobody wanted it. So they were like, "Shit, we can't do this." Because remember, Microsoft made it mandatory for the 360 that every game had a demo.
Yeah. But the thing about it is like, like when you talked about the game trials, like you look at some of the listings. In fact, you can actually go on do a search on the PlayStation blog, because it still has Sony expunged any sort of information about that in their PlayStation Plus rhetoric. But if you look on the PlayStation blog, you actually can find all the old announcements for it, and I found the original one, and on there it's like, we were doing the free game trials, and you look at the list of games on there, and they're not very good games. They're not games that anybody would really be on the fence about. It's like, oh hey, look, I can play Plants vs. Zombies. Did you want to play that? I don't know.
Game did get big though. To be fair.
I mean, he did get big, but at the same time, it's like it's not like that demo is going to sell anybody on it.
Yeah.
I feel at least Sony this time around is giving you more time, giving you 6 to 5 hours, as well as letting you be able to continue your progress, which the original one did have that too. But
but I heard like instances of like what somebody did was like, hey, I want to check out Death Stranding, so they left it on overnight. Download. I'll play it in the morning. Nope.
No, it don't work.
Son.
Don't work.
Black Metal Game. We got the questions, bro. Yeah.
You literally got to set time aside. You at least got to set time aside and set it, which is a little bit dumb. Like, why are you counting the download time? Why can't you just be like, as soon as you press the button to turn the damn thing on? Unless they don't know how to, do anything with time or anything like that.
Yeah, because again, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know about how this stuff works. But it would seem to me like it would be cool if you get 6 hours, but like total play time. So like, let's say you play 1 hour here, it stops. Yeah. You go off, play, another week or whatever, come back. I think that would be cool if they did something like that. But it's not that it's just 6 hours and that's it.
Yeah, it would be better if it was 6 hours every single time that you turned on the damn game, as opposed to 6 hours straight. Because again, how many you really have to make that plan. Be like, all right, I'm going to be playing this game for 6 hours, and that's it.
Yeah. Yes. Little much there.
I have a little a challenge for those of you out there who've played just Death Stranding and have beaten it on PlayStation 4. So theoretically, on Death Stranding, what you can do is you can on the PS4 version, you can upload your save for your PS5. Now, what the version of Death Stranding they have on there for PS5 is the director's cut. Now, theoretically, you should be able to download, download your save from the PS4 and then run from whatever point that you completed the game. So theoretically, you could play all the new content of Death Stranding in the 6 hours that they allow. Theoretically, saving yourself $10 or $50.
So what's the challenge?
The challenge is, can you do it?
Load your save
because
file
I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I can't test this on my own. But theoretically, you should be able to upload your PlayStation 4 save to whatever, using Death Stranding PS4, upload your game save, whatever, if your completed game save or whatever that is, and then reload it on the free game trial version on there, and then all your trophies should pop for the PlayStation 5 version, as well as allowing you to continue the game where you left off. If you've beaten,
plus it locks the ability to load a save file.
There is that question.
Yeah, we don't know.
Did they lock?
It's on YouTube. I would think somebody would have tried.
Hence the challenge.
The challenge.
Somebody should have tried this.
Yeah, I can't try because I already have the game.
Yeah, so Tony already has the game. I think Carlos already has the game.
Yeah.
Chris doesn't have it, and he got the platinum. So theoretically, if he loads his save file, because the way the game works, you load your old game, and then all your trophies will pop. And I don't think they added any new trophies to Death Stranding, as I remember.
I'm not sure about that, but I don't think so either. But somebody could, check us on
confirm that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is Death Stranding the only game that you can do this theoretically in?
If you had Sackboy, probably. If you, I
yeah,
don't know if they had
2 games. Yeah,
I don't know if you had rollover saves for Sackboy either.
I don't think you have the game period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if there's another game I could probably try it, but no, if it's only Death Stranding, yeah, I already got the director's cut on that one.
Mm-hmm.
As for the question, I didn't care about game trials to begin with, so I don't care now. But I just if I'm gonna play the game, I'm gonna play the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get heat for this. I like the way Game Pass does it better, man. Because this is the real full game, not a fucking trial. You could theoretically just beat the whole thing if you want. So this thing, it's a good attempt. Don't get me wrong, or good going back to what they had before. This thing, I completely forgot this exists until Manny reminded me. This launched with PlayStation Plus back in 2010. Think of when and then it made me realize oh shit, PlayStation Plus is the longest running subscription I've had ever. I've never let it lapse. I've paid for it every single year.
Here's the thing. We never opted. In fact, our podcast is old enough to where we were talking about how they should offer free games.
Yeah.
So, we never got PlayStation Plus when it first came out because we thought that stupid game trial thing was dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's why are you going to give me a little bit of a game and then that's it? Then what am I paying for here?
Yeah. But yeah, I know you're right about that. But yeah, so I'm sorry. Game Pass does it better, man. One thing though, the big difference between this time and last time is they're offering the game trial alongside the the free games per month deal. So you can possibly throw one of the the new games on there as a free game trial, which they probably won't do. Yeah.
But maybe a few months later, after the thing, they'll throw it on there. But yeah.
Why is everybody throwing beer at me in the chat? I like that though. Give me beer. Give me beer. Beer. Remember the concert Immortal? Who threw the beer?
Yeah. Who threw the beer?
Yeah. There you go, Black Metal Gamer. Immortal, man. Black Metal.
There you go.
Right. Yeah. Somebody threw fucking beer at the singer. He's like, who threw the beer? Hilarious.
Yeah, I have some usual Sony gripes with this and how they implemented it. It's like, whose fault is it that they made this dumbass decision that the timer starts when you download it?
Jim Ryan.
I mean, you honestly have to be thinking in the worst interest of your consumers to think of that.
The worst interest.
Because come on. There's nothing else apart from thinking okay, how can we give them a trial without giving them a trial? What if your internet cuts out midway through? What if your internet is slow and it takes 2 hours to download it? Those guys are just screwed, and it's not really a fault of them. If you look at it, it's. Again, Sony can easily just turn around and say, okay, it starts when you play it, or it just keeps a total count of how long you played the game for. I mean, games already do that. I mean, you can take most games these days and tells you how long you played for. I mean, or even worse, just have a trophy pop up when you open the game and then just tell you, okay, you've spent this many hours in that game. I mean, fucking Monster Hunter World tracks your in-game time. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on the PS3 tracks your in-game time. So there's no real excuse for not tracking the in-game time in these games. It's just really weird decision that someone says, yeah, that makes sense, and then a whole bunch of people agreed with them, and then it went through.
I wonder if it's a weird precautionary measure left over from the original way that they did it, because the old free game trials, again, you could screw with the system and essentially get unlimited time with your game with the free game. So maybe this is their way to be like, all right, we want to offer this shit, but we don't want them doing the same goddamn crap that they were doing the last time. I don't know, but it seems like a dumb way to sort of figure out how to rectify that issue.
It seems dumb in general. I mean, again, it's. I just cannot believe that there was like a bunch of people in a room together. Someone said, "Hey, this is a good idea," and then people in that room agreed with them and said yes, and that's it. It's like no one. There must have been someone who said, "No, this is dumb," or maybe he or she held their mouth because they didn't want to get fired, and that's how this happened. And it's just ridiculous. Like I honestly don't. It just does not make sense to me at all. Like I cannot think of any reason why this makes sense.
No, it doesn't because it's dumb. I'm thinking about that meme where everybody in the office agrees, and then one guy doesn't, and then he gets thrown out the window. That may have happened here,
Also in RoboCop.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, Brian, I'm with you. It makes no sense. Like timer should start when you hit start. Yes. That's it. It shouldn't be when you download. Like, what if you have shitty internet, man? 3 hours later, half your time is gone.
I mean, it does make sense.
How's that?
I mean, it's kind of in play with how Sony generally treats its customers.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
It does make sense.
It does make sense. Sony's evil.
No, they're not evil. They're just
evil.
They don't necessarily care about, like, as a company, they don't take the time to put themselves in the customer's shoes, mostly because they haven't needed to in so long.
Yeah, that is true.
They'll be fine with it. Like, that's going to piss a bunch of people off. We gave them demos. I mean, kind of.
Jim Ryan's like, what is the answer to Game Pass without doing Game Pass? And then somebody goes, oh, you remember those free game trial things we used to do about 10 years ago? Let's try that. How's that work?
Yeah, but then they actually...
The only thing is, you got to make it so when they download the game, doesn't matter, they only get 6 hours from that time that they've hit it. And that's it.
That's how I see it. It's not so much that this, snuck by and nobody wanted to pipe up. Like, I see this more as a roundtable session to be like, all right, we want to give people demos, but we don't want them to play more of the game than we want them to. So, like, maybe an hour or so, like, we really want to leave them wanting more. Ideas open. It'd be like, 6 hour download timer starts when you download it. I see. So you actually have to think ahead of time. I want to play this demo in 45 minutes to an hour, and then set aside the time to download it, and then come back with that time set aside. We'll make them jump through a million hoops. They'll never do it. Brilliant.
Oh man,
it's this is one of those things. Like, this wasn't an accident. This didn't slip by somebody. This shit was workshopped.
Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, I would love to be the proverbial fly on that wall, to hear that conversation, because it makes no sense. But it is what it is, man. Silliness.
And like I said, Sony's in the unique position of not having to care.
Yeah.
So, that's not just me talking shit on Sony. So I'm going to repeat that on people. Sony has been successful enough that they are in the position and dominating the industry enough that they don't feel that they have to care. Personally, I don't share that sentiment, but that's where they are, and honestly, been working pretty well for them so far.
Yeah. Game Pass does it better. Just saying. All right.
Tony said that,
Nobody does it better.
All right, man. Moving on here. Where are we right now? Logic wins, who's been joining us all night. Good, sir.
The Logic does win.
It does, man. All right. This is an interesting one. What are some upcoming AA games you're excited about, but other gamers are sleeping on? He goes, House of Ashes, which comes out later this year, has some of the best looking character models I've ever seen. AA games that you're looking forward to.
AA games, huh?
I can't think of any. Does Ninja Turtles count as a AA game?
I got one.
I would.
Okay. All right, I'm cutting the Ninja Turtles then. All right, go ahead, Brett.
And my name is Carlos.
Oh, Carlos? Oh, I thought it was Brett. Damn, Carlos, you stuck it up on me. What the fuck?
I believe it was Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse.
All right, Carlos was
that's a no A game, Brett.
Wait, what game?
He said Star Citizen.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's not coming.
Yeah, no, I was joking.
Yeah.
That thing is Pyramid Scheme the game.
Agreed.
Yeah, I Back for Blood. is my AA game that I'm waiting
Does that
for.
count as AA?
Yeah, I don't think is it. I mean, would you consider it AAA?
Well, it's
I
a
would.
different
It's Turtle
studio.
Rock, man. Isn't Turtle Rock like a AAA studio?
I mean, I don't even know what the hell Turtle Rock is, except they're the outcast from the Left 4 Dead team.
But you know what? I'll accept it. And you know
Nice.
what? As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to change my answer, man.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Nothing is Nitro, but I'm like thinking about Nitro is a highly known property. I don't know if that counts. You know?
No. No.
So I'm going to go with Back for Blood as well. You know?
Here's a critical
Back for
question:
Blood.
Does Senua's Sacrifice 2 count as a AA game?
I think
Yes.
that's-
Yes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It would have been indie, but they got under Microsoft. So yeah, AA.
They specialize in. That's what they've been saying, that they've been specializing in AA sort of titles. So yes, that counts.
All right, there you go. Senua's Saga. All right.
Senua's Sega.
Yeah. All right. Other AA games you guys are excited about.
I'll go with Brett on the Senua's Sacrifice 2. So
Is that oh, it's just upcoming, right? It's not
Yeah,
necessarily this year.
Yeah.
No, it's not this year.
That's a good one.
Anybody else?
Dying Light. I don't see that as a AAA.
I think it is.
Dying
man.
Light 2?
I think it is.
I think that's a AAA, dude.
I don't know.
Otherwise, I would have
think
said that.
AAA, I think you would have to have at least a winning franchise. It's only been one game with some DLC.
Yeah, but it's made
Well,
a lot of
I
money.
think-
You know.
And this is
Yeah,
is
but
going
so
to
is
the-
there's a lot of indie games. That
Yeah, I don't
doesn't
know.
make them AAA.
I would consider that a AAA game. Wait, who
Yeah, I
got
think
Rosario Dawson?
Oh yeah, and she's in
Dying Light
she's in the
2.
game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Dying Light.
AAA. They got a big Hollywood actress in there. Yeah, it's AAA.
Yeah, there's that
I
giveaway.
mean, there's also Plague Tale 2, which is coming.
Yeah.
That's a AA.
Plague Tale. Yeah, I would count that AA. What else? Anything else?
The remake for Alan Wake.
Alan Wake. Wasn't that AAA back in the day?
It was more of it was sort of a AA sort of game, but it's weird.
Yeah, it's a tweener.
It's a tweener.
Yeah. All right.
Well, Deathloop is a AA game.
No, that's AAA too.
Isn't that 40? That game was like $40, right?
Deathloop? No, it was
No, that
$60. It was $70, man.
Oh, $70.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a first party exclusive. You know, well, not first party,
now.
but exclusive for now. You know, not first party.
Oh,
though,
what was
third
that?
party exclusive.
That one for Xbox that came to PlayStation 5. What's that one?
Medium.
The Medium.
That's AA.
That's
right?
a AA.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, that's AA.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
AA. The Double Fine game, the Psychonauts 2, that's AA.
Psychonauts 2. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not an up and coming, but yeah.
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 Okay, I'd have to go with a game called Midnight Fight Express.
Is that the one with that crazy train, Brian, that I saw?
No, I don't know what the fuck that was.
You know what I'm
That was
talking about,
Nightmare
right?
Fuel.
That murder train game.
That's an exclusive horror game. There you go. I completely forgot about it. Whatever the hell that's called. The one with like the giant train spider thing.
Yes. Exactly. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
I don't know what the name is, but yeah. Go back to like the previous question, like exclusive PC horror game, that one, whatever that comes out. No, Midnight Fight Express is think of it like Tony's favorite type of games, isometric. Isometric. It's isometric. Is it Sifu? What's that?
Sifu, right?
Sifu.
That's not
Yeah,
isometric though, isn't it? Different
Oh,
camera.
I thought that was.
Oh, that's a fighting game.
Yeah,
That's just straight up fighting.
Oh,
yeah,
Brett's saying
Midnight
Brian
Fight
saying that-
Express is
Oh,
like
okay,
a
gotcha.
isometric version of that.
Oh, gotcha,
made
gotcha.
by like 2 people, I think it is. So yeah, it's ridiculous.
Is that Samurai game considered AA? The one that's in black and white?
Oh, I think it's an indie game.
That's an indie game. Okay.
Yeah, it's an indie game.
Yeah, there's a side-scrolling Lodos War game coming out.
Oh, there is that.
It looks like Bloodstained. But
Yeah,
it's,
I
The anim-
I think
like
I
the
showed
anime
you that.
recommended, Chris?
yeah, it's Deedlitz, the main character in the game.
Oh shit.
okay.
Yeah, I remember I showed you guys the trailer. I'm like, oh, there's a Lotus War game.
I remember you showing us that. Yeah.
Yeah. Comes out this year.
Does Fist count as a AAA? I think it's an indie game.
Yeah, Fist is an indie game.
Who was talking about Sifu?
Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Brian, I'm very much looking forward to that game.
Is Sifu
Sifu
AA?
or Midnight Fight Express?
Sifu.
Okay.
It's from the people that made Absolver.
Oh shit!
Check out Midnight Fight Express. I think that might be right up your alleyway as well, Brett.
The name already kind of has me.
Check it out. Like the trailer is just pure bonkers. At one point, there's some sort of religious guy in a church who pulls out an RPG.
Yes.
He pulls out a copy of Final Fantasy.
Okay,
Oh,
Tony,
man.
I have to be 110% honest with you. I really want to play that Final Fantasy game now.
Oh,
Like-
the Strangers in Paradise game.
I seen that one part where like, the guy just pulls out the phone, and it's like, this, like, my first thought was, this is fucking dumb. And then my brain just turned on and says, but Brian, why is it so dumb? It's like, I don't know, but I want to know why now. Like, why does it have a phone? Why is it so edgy? Like, is this meant to be like a joke? Like, I don't know. Like, all these questions just came up, and now it's like, I actually want to play the game.
Oh my god, Stranger in Paradise seems like a game that's been in development hell since 2006 because it looks like it's from that era. Like, not only does it look like a PS3 game, but even has the same kind of colors, brown and gray and shit. Then the whole edgelord nonsense, So, yeah, very weird game. The gameplay is actually not bad, but all that other stuff that kills it for me, Yes, I am that shallow. If a game doesn't look good to me, I don't care how good the gameplay. I don't care. I'm not playing it. It needs
But
to
it don't look good.
Yeah, it don't look good. All right, man. Move on. Oh, where are we now? Assyrian Air Force was also joining us in the chat. All right. With Microsoft promoting xCloud for mobile devices, would it be smart for Sony to put PlayStation Now on mobile devices as well? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do it.
I mean, just anything that PlayStation Now can do to resemble Game Pass, they need to do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Actual games, not the trial shit, I don't think anybody's going to be at the center with this one,
Yeah.
I think we all agree.
Get that PlayStation Now running on the Steam Deck, son.
Do
Do it.
That would be kind of cool. You probably can do that, actually, All right, moving on here. Simple question. Black Metal Gamer, who's also been joining us tonight, man. All right, I simplified this question. Which generation is the worst offender of patch it later? Because this is one of our favorite things. PS3 was bad.
PS3,
bad.
Xbox 360 generation. That's it.
That's kind of where it started, too. Because, we didn't really have online before. We did, but not to that extent, But the thing is, PS4 was pretty bad with it, too, and this generation's pretty bad with it,
Maybe I remember it more thoroughly, more clearly on the PlayStation 3 generation because I was like, man, these games ain't working.
Yeah, because think about it. Last generation gave us Cyberpunk,
Yeah, and I mean, Ghost of
The
Tsushima
Division.
keeps, as good as that game is, that game keeps patching itself.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what? I'm changing my actually. I never answered. Yeah, no. PS4 generation's the worst with that. The only reason this generation isn't worse is because it just started.
There was a patch for Ghost of Tsushima this weekend.
I know, man.
Another one.
What the hell are they fixing?
This generation's probably going to be it, man.
Sometimes I just turn it on and it's like, it's just like try one mission, and then it's like patch. Like what is this for?
Like, what are we patching here? But PS3 era was pretty bad too. In general, we just have to deal with this nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Ghost. I'm like, Ghost for the most part worked really well. I've never had any issues with Ghost of Tsushima, but for some
neither have I.
reason,
But they keep patching it.
They keep patching it. Brett, have you had any issues with?
Somebody's bitching.
Yeah.
Brett, have you had any issues with Ghost of Tsushima? Because I feel like you tend to get the weird issues.
I didn't get it. I don't want to pay for it again.
Fair enough.
Although, I mean, the DLC seems cool, but I'm torn. I don't necessarily want to have to buy the original game again.
Oh, I still need to fucking play again.
Isn't it just a $30 upgrade?
Yeah.
You know what I say, Brett? Wait for that price drop. You know that shit's gonna drop.
Oh yeah, you should wait for that.
Yeah,
you know?
That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I want to play it, but I'm gonna wait for it to drop just a little bit.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do.
Right, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys? What era was the worst with the patch it later nonsense?
This shit, man.
I mean, this year, it's this one.
Yeah,
this one.
Oh, the PS5 era.
I mean,
PS5
started.
PS5, the Xbox One era.
It's like everything ships broke.
Yeah,
but that's a whole over from last gen.
Shark with Cyberpunk.
Broke point.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I would say I was gonna say last gen was the worst.
That's what I say too, just because of Cyberpunk. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it is carried over because nobody seems to have learned anything. They just like, oh yeah, that's how the culture. Like nothing ships finished anymore.
Yeah, and it's expected. Like that's people go, oh, hopefully it'll get better. Like you shouldn't hope it'll get better. It should be good from the jump. You know.
Yeah.
Or at least playable.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? Remember Grindhouse, the Quentin Tarantino film?
Yeah.
Now, if you saw it in theaters, there were certain parts that would just say missing scene.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I didn't know. Imagine that for every fucking movie. Like, what happened? It's like, well, what happened was.
What happened was.
He had some issues with the camera that day. It was fucked up. It was raining and fucked up.
Just wait for the Blu-ray edition. It's going to be on there.
There you go, Christian. I'm putting the Blu-ray, the special edition VOD will have it. And you know what? And that's what happened. Those missing scenes that you didn't see in theaters were available on DVD, and then later the Blu-ray cut had them.
Wow.
Oh, that's why I didn't see them. Hey, let me put on my tinfoil hat and ask you guys a question.
Uh-oh.
Does it seem to anybody else like production has gone to this weird place of we'll throw it out half-baked, if it's successful, we'll patch it. Like it just seems like they're cutting out their development time or something like that. Like basically they're rushing it to get out.
Because look at all the games that Ubisoft spit out that fucking broke point was still broke, and they're still supporting it, and no one plays that shit, and they are still patching it to holy hell with new DLC and all kinds of stuff. They didn't give up, and they really should have.
Yeah, well, I mean they're one of the fewer people that actually ended up going back and eventually making the game that they promised, which, you know, that's fine. Like, them and, you know, I will give it to Fallout 76 because that game was definitely not successful, but they still committed and fixed it, so. But there do seem like a lot of games that they're just like, I don't know, we're going to throw that shit out there like Marvel, Avengers, and like,
God.
If it hooks on, you know, we'll continue updating it, but like, why spend all the time QA checking it if we don't even know it's going to be successful?
Well, they're still putting out new content for that game too. You know?
Are they?
Yeah, the fucking the Wakanda patch just came out like last week or something. You know?
Dude, okay. There's like 6 people real happy about that.
Yeah, no, but they're constantly putting new things in that game. I'm like, why are you bothering with this shit?
When's Spider-Man coming?
Yeah, right. and now it's on Game Pass. You know, hilarious.
So Game Pass and still nobody's playing it?
Still nobody's playing it.
I think in those cases, they already had everything planned out. It's like a whole schedule.
Yeah.
And then like, shit, what do we do? It's like, fucking, we just got to keep releasing it on schedule as if people were playing the shit. That's what we can do. They paid us to do it.
It's like the wrestlers wrestling through an empty ring and shit. It's like, we just got to do it, you know?
Yo, if there's 2 people in the crowd, those are 2 people that might buy merch. So you just got to do what you can do.
That shit is crazy. All right, man. Next question here. Who do we have? Oh, Black Metal Gamer, you also asked us which do we like better, PlayStation, Xbox, or Steam achievements, but we answered that before, you know. Well, I think we universally said we don't like Steam. It's like you don't even hear nothing, you know.
None of that, but you could also buy them and shit like that. It was weird, and trade people.
Yeah.
And it's a weird system.
Yeah, but we answered this before, so we'll move on.
I actually do prefer Steam, just for the record.
Yeah,
And the reason why is that you can actually use them to buy stuff and you actually get something for them.
Yeah, you skipped over that so fast. I agree with Brian.
Okay.
Because with the Chivos, you just get like a number. It does nothing. With trophies, you get like differentiations of the trophies. Like, okay, you get the platinum, get the gold one. Okay, that's cool. With Steam, you actually get cards. You know, it's like, oh, cool. Like as you play the game, you get cards. These cards can be combined to get like badges for your profiles. Okay, that's cool. But also, you can sell them on the market and then use money to buy more games.
Ooh, I'm glad Black Metal Gamer's here. Go ahead, Brian, because he actually amended his question a little bit, so we will answer that one. But go ahead, Brian, finish your thought.
So if you actually look at it that way, it is the only system where you can actually play games, be rewarded financially in aspects, and use that to buy more games. So in theory, like you could buy like 20 games, play them all, get enough cards to buy like a 25th game or something.
Yeah. I just don't like the fact they don't make any noise, you know? And I'm not trying to trade shit. I'm like, I just want something, you know? It bugs the fuck out of me, man. It's like, make a fucking noise, you know?
Hold on, okay.
Trading is simple. Like, you simply just go to the marketplace and say, I want this much for this card, and then that's it.
I'm not trying to do all that shit, man.
Dude,
it's like,
okay.
It's like 5 seconds, Tony.
Yeah, it's objectively
it's so
better.
simple.
And you don't have to do it, Tony, but like, you just get a card that basically says what you did. Like it's almost like a little fucking sticker, right? And so some of those, super rare rewards, people will now hunt those for a reason. They'll hunt them down to get a specific card or to turn it into something else, or to because again it's super rare, so it encourages people to play more into those games and then release those cards onto the market, where again you can get stuff with it, and you still have a record of you having earned the thing. So it's not like you're selling off your trophy and then nobody will ever know that you did it. You get a free little bonus prize, and those bonus prizes stack up. They can be traded.
You can get discount codes. That I do like when you get discounts. Like, oh, you made it this far, you get 10% off the other games from this publisher or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
see, that's at least cool. But like, I don't care about trading with people. Like, I never even liked trading cards back in the day. Like, these are my cards, motherfucker. You know.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. You
Why
could
you
collect them and then show them
they're
off.
mines.
And they're basically like trophies, but with more. All a trophy is a placeholder and like a little name, right? Like, but a card is going to have artwork or something on it, or it's going to turn into a badge. They're basically just bonuses on top of your normal reward scheme. It's what Microsoft originally promised with the OG Xbox, or maybe it was the 360, but they promised they were going to have a marketplace where people could, earn and trade.
It was a
rewards.
360, and they did it for a little while where you could actually earn like reward, like discounts toward other things, and you had to hit a certain amount of Chivo points per week and month. So you would opt in, sort of like a credit card. When you have a credit card, and it's like, hey, if you accept this terms of spending $400 within this month, we'll give you $50. That type of deal. And they tried to do that, and people were hitting those numbers like it was easy. I mean, it was like, get 2,000 Chivo points within this month. Bing! It was already done. Within like the first week, people were killing it, and they're like, all right, this isn't working.
Well, it looks like they still have some of that. They're
the Game Pass, the Game Pass service now gives you like discounts and things like that. Now and you get money. You get like $2, $3, things that are adding up. Mm-hmm. So they're working it into it, but it's not really being advertised like it should.
No, they really do need to bump it up. But I do have to say, like, from a personal level, the reason I like that shit better is all of a sudden you have a connection between games. Like, this feels like some Ready Player One kind of shit. Like, I go in and I want to get a reward or something like that, right? So now I'm treasure hunting this specific card that's tied to this specific achievement. So now I'm jumping into a game, driving through the levels, trying to do this one thing, not just for bragging rights, but I'm actually hunting a rare reward that I'll be able to use to then like either buy myself a new game or maybe get some DLC. So you end up in a very real position where I want this really sweet sword from this other game, this really sweet sword skin from this other game, but I don't necessarily just want to shell out money for it. So I can dive into this other game, take on a series of challenges, complete those challenges, and then use that to like trade up for my sword. So it actually it kind of has this weird tying games together, and you kind of end up with this weird, like I said, almost like a Ready Player One-esque thing where you're going through one video game to get bonuses for another video game, and all of a sudden it feels like you're playing on a platform instead of just playing an individual game.
Yeah. Again, I see the appeal, but I don't care about that. It's like, that's cool, but like, don't care. Really don't give a shit.
Yeah, but here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Other than the sounds, what about that are you getting that's less than you're getting now? Because I currently feel like that, especially...
well, the sounds is a pretty big deal, dude. Like, can I at least get something that's like, bam, in your face, Like, that alone would make it on par with the other two for me. That is literally all I want,
Well, it was a big
Am
deal
I
that
crazy, Brian?
they changed it. No, PlayStation changed the sound. They
No,
boosted.
Brett, it's just a purpose.
because
I'm not trying to put all this extra work into all this shit. All I just want is 100% completion
I swear
of
it makes
these.
a sound.
Yeah. No, it
makes a
doesn't.
sound and it pops up in a little window.
It doesn't
They
make
changed the
make
sound
any
for
fucking
ultra
sound.
rare
Like,
ones.
yeah,
They made it like,
yeah. I always see. I just see
Blizzard-
it pop up like,
Blizzard
huh?
did too.
What? Like, I don't.
Blizzard did it too for Diablo on BattleNet. When you started unlocking.
Oh, I
some
don't.
of the
I'm playing. I'm
G-Bows
playing
and
on Steam. I don't know about BattleNet. You know.
it goes.
Yeah. Good. Give me that. Give me. That's all. Literally all I ask. You know. Literally all I ask. Anyway, the question, the meta question is, and we already kind of touched on it, which era had the best PlayStation trophies and achievements? Because he's right. The PS3, PS4, and PS5 had different trophies. Xbox 360, Xbox One, X6, you know, they have different achievements and stuff. You know, at least the way they look, they sound, or all that. So, which one was your favorite era?
This one. They capture video clips now.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point.
There's that.
Yeah.
Mine's has
I mean,
to be the big.
The video clip started
Hey,
last gen, I believe, but yeah, it's correct. Am I wrong about that? I thought it started last gen.
It did. It started.
No,
last
they.
Oh, it was
they-
pictures. It was
360,
screenshots. It was
360
screenshots.
It was only
This
a
one was
screenshot back
yeah.
then.
You're right. Now we have a video, which is actually pretty cool. Even though I disable it, I'm like, I'm not trying to do all that, you know. But it is
seriously?
cool.
See, I see that shit like, if you're gonna do trophies for bragging rights, you better
But
have
yeah,
evidence attached to
Brett,
that.
this is me. I don't do it for bragging rights. I will do it for completion and for posterity. I don't give a fuck about bragging rights. We discussed this before, you know.
Yeah, I just can't wrap my brain around the way you do it. So.
Yeah, well, again, because you're more of a like competitive gamer. I'm not. I don't give a shit about that. So that's why we don't see alike in a lot of gaming.
I'm also not
respects.
bothered by like a box that's only filled 82%.
Yeah, exactly. I am. That bothers the shit out of me. You know, to no end. You know.
Yeah, especially when them DLCs come out and you got the platinum and all of a sudden you're on 60% now.
Oh yeah, that bugs me. But at the same time, like I got the platinum, so I can let it slide a little. But if it's just an empty 82 and no platinum, like it frustrates the shit out of me. You know? I can't. Like even with Chivos, I'll let that slide. You know, because like whatever, I don't give a shit. But with trophies, I'm like, when I see that percentage, man, and it's not 100%. Like I feel like I haven't actually finished the game, even if I literally got 100% in it. Like if those trophies aren't 100%, I'm like, damn it, I failed. You know?
I miss last gen. I miss just the thrill when they first started, seeing those Chivos pop up.
I mean, 2 gens ago.
It was just, well, it was a 360. It wasn't on that.
Yeah, 2 gens ago. Because remember, last gen was the PS4, you know, with Xbox One, and then you got to go back to yeah.
So when it started 2 gen, but that was the height of it because it was new, and now it doesn't feel new. And they've had the video, but it disabled that screenshots. All right, that's kind of cool when the trophy would pop because then it's just right there, proof. You know that it's like, look, it's here, I got it. But man, there was nothing like first when you get a new game and you pop it in, and all those trophies just started, achievements start popping up at the bottom. Like, oh my god, what is this? And everybody was chasing the dragon. You know, we started looking at people's leaderboards. It was like, yo, I got 3,000. I was like, oh, I got 4,000. And everyone was chasing it, and then they got to a ridiculous number, and then no one gives a shit. I mean, it's still hard, and certain people still doing it. Riku's still doing it. He's still got the ridiculous amount of platinum.
Yeah, he had like 240 something at the last time we had him on.
Yeah. So it's crazy, but then for a large majority of people, it's like the numbers doesn't mean anything anymore. You know, at first you set a goal. Like I remember I had said, all right, I want 25,000, I want 50,000, and then next you know I hit over 100,000, and Microsoft sent me some weird emblem and all this other stuff, and I'm like, now what? And then I walked away, and then I started focusing on trophies and started doing that.
Yeah,
trying to get that urge.
Weird little aside. Some dudes were trying to come after me saying I'm not a real gamer, so they used my gamer tag score, which is like 10,000. Like, see, this motherfucker don't play games. Then somebody goes, "Yo, look how many platinums he has, man." That shut them up. That shut them up instantly. You know. But I don't know, Adam. I still get the same thrill, man. Like, because achievements and trophies, I should say, on PlayStation started in 2008. I still like getting them. I still get that same thrill when they pop up. Like, oh, this is cool, man. You know, it never goes away, man. You know.
The only reason why the last one I did when we did the Division 2 was because I was so close. It had like 70%. So
that was good. I enjoyed that a lot, man.
Yeah, I was like, if I made this far, I might as well go to the rest and just finish it. But when it comes to every time a new game comes out, I don't even look anymore. And I used to. That was like the first thing I did. It was almost like looking at a manual. It was like before I did anything, I'd look at the guides.
Yeah, that happened. I don't do that anymore, but I stopped doing that on purpose. I'm like, let me enjoy the game because I realized I was like, hold on, I'm playing the game just to get these trophies. I'm doing this all wrong, So I had to break myself out of that mentality a long time ago. And even back then, it's like, even if I didn't like a game like Prototype, I did not like the game, but I was like, I beat this thing. I got to get the platinum now. So I had to break out of some of that shit, but I still enjoy getting them, man, and especially for games I like, it is so much fun just to like plan out, like, okay, here's the list of things I need to go through and stuff, and just clearing them all out. Like you gamify the game, it's great.
I love it.
There's nothing that makes me happier than clearing a fucking checklist, man. I know some people don't like that. I like doing that shit. I even do that with my articles. Like, okay, here's what I got planned a weekend. I guess I tick them off. I'm like, yes. I love that shit. Anyway, Adam, go on.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, I only have one game that I think about all the time, and it's Titanfall 2. And I'm only missing, I think, like 2 or maybe one trophy. And did you play Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
There's one trophy where you have to do the training in a certain time.
Yeah.
You have to do the training mode and like kill the guys and do the wall jumps and everything. I could never get that time because you have to get on the leaderboard. If you don't get on that leaderboard, you can't.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I know so many people that's the only trophy they're missing. It's just fucking hard.
Yeah, some trophies get annoying. Like Final Fantasy Remake, the one I can't get is to get the girl to kiss you after you do like a perfect run through the tunnel and shit. I'm like, I'm not getting hit by these guys, and I still don't get the perfect score. Like, what the fuck,
I mean, you gotta do some breakdance moves. That's why.
Yeah, right. All right, man.
Give her $5.
Yeah, right. Kiss me. All right. Moving on here. Illustrated Dio, who we may see this weekend, man.
So, yo, Dio, you gonna be at the New York Comic Con this year?
Comic Cons. All right. We may have answered this question before. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask it, but we may have answered before. Who is your favorite game director, and what is your favorite work from them? He goes, mine is Hideaki Itsuno. This guy got busy, by the way, Mr. Itsuno. Power Stone, Devil May Cry, Dragon's Dogma, Darkstalker, Street Fighter Alpha, Capcom vs. SMK, Street Fighter 3, and Rival Schools. Very impressive.
School
have we answered this before? Who's your favorite game director and why? I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like because that's where Kojima always comes up.
Yeah, Kojima's. Manny. You already know me and Manny.
Yeah, me and me. You know me and Tony. It's Kojima.
Yeah. So we can just answer it real quick, each one by one.
And
Adam, who were yours?
Brian and we all just said David Jaffe.
David Jaffe.
Yeah, come on now, Twisted Metal.
Adam, who's yours, man?
Just go Jaffe. I don't give a shit.
Jaffe,
it's like, you know what? Because
especially after what he said last week, right?
they come and go.
Nah, man, it's your boy. It's your boy.
I know you're gonna say Cliffy B, but Cliffy B only gave Gears, and then after that he started pooping.
Nah, but three Gears.
No, man, that's your favorite game, man.
You got that shit tattooed. That's your boy. That's your boy.
He left. It still goes on. There's other people working behind.
Yeah, but it wasn't that good after he left. So I don't know, man.
I don't know. I still like
that Brody run wasn't the same.
I think what it is. No, I think what it is. It's there's a man. I guess I could say this.
That Brody run hit different.
There's an old saying. There's this old saying, right? And I remember this. It's like, show me a hot girl, and I'll show you somebody who's tired of hitting it. And it's that type of thing. We all love Gears. I love Gears. But there's so many people that just want something special out of it. And I was like, what do you want? It's just Gears. They want all these other things. They added the open world and all that, and that's great and all, but I don't need all that. I just need the Brody run and chainsawing fucking locusts and just doing my thing, and that's it. That's it. I don't need all these other bells and whistles and new shit.
And that's the issue.
That's it.
Because that kind of stuff just, it wears off on a lot of people, and obviously there's going to be people who hang on like you, and a lot of others that still want that feeling, that nostalgia that you got when you first played the game. But most fans of these types of games, unless you get the Call of Duty, Minecraft kind of crowd, then you're good. You're set for fucking decades to release the same shit over and over again. But for Halo, for Gears, for a lot of other games that are super popular, I think they have to innovate and change up the script in order to stay relevant, because just doing the status quo kind of makes them die out a little bit.
When we played Gears 5, like that whole thing of getting on.
Yeah, when you left me by myself and
when you left you by yourself, yeah, when we're on a little jet ski thing, whatever, one person driving, the other person with the parachute, navigating from area to area, that wasn't needed. I didn't need that shit. So come on now, we could just go the old school way, just follow a path, kill a bunch of fucking monsters on the way there, and then just do our thing. I swear, if they make another one and it says, here's a car, now drive around and you see a map and it feels like GTA, then that's when I unplug this shit. I'm like, I'm done. I don't need this. This is not what I need.
Here's no more.
What do they have to do for you to get rid of that tattoo?
It's nothing.
He still got the numbers. That's back in the day when it was good.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the beauty with this. We're like, oh, don't you? No, because if I ever want that feeling again, I just play this shit again. I still have it. It's not. It hasn't disappeared. It's still there, and they're all there. And I do like 5, and I play them all. I love them. It's just I don't really need all these other quote unquote enhancements and improvements and modernization of a game. Just give us
Give me the roadie run.
That's it. As long as you got those key things, the roadie run, the chainsaw, and all that stuff, the multiplayer, it's fine. Horde mode. Those are the things that I like. Just new environments. I mean, look, it's working for fucking Call of Duty. It's hell. Most of the time, they're just rehashing maps from the previous versions, and people are still going gaga over it. Like, oh yeah, we're getting this other map from Black Ops. I'm like, whatever. It's still old shit, but they're making people happy. They're giving them the old shit again and making it new, cleaning it up. Well, then just keep doing that with Gears. We don't need all these other fucking fancy things. Because remember, even Call of Duty, when they started doing the wall runs and all that stuff, and then people just backed off. They're like, no, this is not what I want. It's not what I want. It's like, all right, you're right, we're right. Back off.
Yeah. All right, you're right.
All right.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, go ahead.
Call of Duty has, they have a monopoly. I mean, Call of Duty, Fortnite, FIFA, 2K. Those types of games, they have a monopoly on the people who, they just want things to stay the same always. I don't know if Gears has that much of an audience, to hold it through being the same for the next 10, 20 years.
We'll see what's going on. But I was really hoping, that's why way back before when we were hearing that there could be a partnership with Microsoft and Nintendo, and we heard some of the smaller titles that were exclusives that made it over to the Nintendo Switch. I was really hoping we would at least get Gears, Gears 1 or the Ultimate Edition or something like that. None of the newer ones, but some of the older ones. That would be awesome. I would love to play them on the go like that, and that's why I'm hyped for the Steam Deck, because that's what I'm going to be doing.
Playing some Gears.
You gonna do XCloud?
No, I'm going to load this shit on there. Because remember they had it on Steam where you can just actually own it. You don't have to do
Gears is on Steam?
It's on Steam.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit! Get the Ultimate Edition.
That was a PC game.
Yeah, they put them on PC. The new one, Gears 5 is there. It's on Steam.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon's on there. The Halo Master Chief is on there. Collection. You can put those things on there, and then you don't have to. You can play. You can locally put on your thing. You don't have to do the cloud.
Yeah, it's only Gears of War 5 though.
Yeah, it's just 5.
Dude, I want to see if you can play New World on the Steam Deck.
That'd be crazy.
New World?
Well, what
New World is an MMO that everyone's playing.
I don't know if you heard. There was something they said that there's some anti-cheat software that doesn't work with Proton, which is that converter that's making it that Windows to Linux converter, and they said that's why a lot of these open world games will not work on it, like Destiny and some other ones. Because of that, unless they figure out a way to get that anti-cheat software working on Proton, then those games will not carry over.
Just dual boot.
So yeah, I mean that's it. That's the only other thing. Yeah, dual boot. But we're just talking like out of the box,
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I love most about the thing. Is like, oh no, it's not compatible with this thing unless you do like one extra step, and then it's fine.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on. Last question of the night. Illustrated Dio asked us about retro title remakes, but we answered it before. Right. This one is kind of interesting. Right. Okay. If Hideo Kojima were to create a AAA action stealth story-driven game for whatever platform he wants to, but he is only overseeing the production while using his skill set within the development team, who would you choose to be in the director's position? So Kojima producing and somebody else directing.
Well, I mean, he's done it before. I mean, the Zone of Enders games were not directed by him.
Yeah.
Neither was Metal Gear Acid or Rising Revengeance or
Was Peace Walker directed by him?
Peace Walker
Yeah, Peace Walker was, yeah.
but Portable Ops wasn't.
Yeah, Peace Walker is the reason I was like, because they had a bunch of portable games. I'm like, not directed by Kojima. That one was. I'm like, I'm jumping in. You know,
Portable Ops wasn't directed by him. But
no, it wasn't.
Portable Ops was terrible.
That's why I skipped. I'm like, no Kojima, no deal. You know. So I don't know. I seeing the history of these things. I know Zone of Enders is good. I'm not taking anything away from that, but generally speaking, Kojima just being the producer and some other guy directing hasn't really resulted in anything good. So I'm gonna pass on this question because, like, I don't want to see it.
You know what? I would, you know, yeah, Kojima's like the overseer. You know, I mean, I'll put somebody like, well, not Sam Lake is not a director.
No, he's not a director.
I mean, I'd probably team him up with another Japanese developer.
Yeah.
I would probably maybe Toyama. I'd do from the Silent Hill games, maybe him pop in there because they got a little bit of that history. Who knows? Maybe they hate each other. I don't know, but they got a little bit of that Konami history. Maybe put those two together. I mean, I would want to stick him with a Japanese director. I feel like the dichotomy of a Western director and a Japanese director. I don't know if that would work very well.
You know, my problem is I can't think of a Japanese director that isn't forceful. Like Kamiya ain't working with no Kojima. You know that ain't happening. What's his face? Itagaki, he ain't working with no Kojima. Like those guys I can think of would not be underneath. They would not be underneath him. You know,
those guys. I mean, you're not looking for a character like those guys.
Yeah,
you're looking for a journeyman director, and I would say the guy who directed Devil May Cry, I think he could do something.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't feel like he's one of those directors that needs to, you know, he seems like he's somebody who's willing to work with somebody, you know?
Yeah, not like Suda 51. I don't know. That'd be.
Well, no, I mean, actually, Suda 51.
That might work, though. That might work.
Suda could work for one reason. He has done a Kojima project. He did like these series of radio dramas for like a semi sequel to Snatcher. In fact, he was a huge fan of Snatcher.
You know,
so
a Kojima and Suda 51 game might be pretty awesome.
That might be interesting because I mean they're both just weird enough to sort of somehow meld together. And obviously Suda is a fan of Kojima's games in a way, and he'll probably add his own sort of spin. So yeah, why not? Why not go with Suda?
Yeah. Because I don't think a guy like Yu Suzuki would work. Like he's more reserved, kind of. Kojima's a little bit crazy.
Yu Suzuki is also very weird.
Yeah, is he?
That's the Shenmue director, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of weird. There's there's an interview with him that he's like a weird, out of touch old man.
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah, so that may be not.
It may be the reason why Shenmue 3 was 4 was so weird.
Yeah, 3. I don't think 4 is ever gonna happen.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not gonna get started on 3. Like, why is this game like this?
But we won't team Kojima with the director of Left Alive because
oh shit. All right. Nagoshi, would he work with Kojima? The Yakuza dude. That might be because he seems pretty collaborative. You know.
Yeah. No, I think he could do something with it, but I would almost feel like though. Granted, with him Nagoshi on there, the game would definitely get a lot more fun looking.
Yeah, I think Nagoshi and Kojima could work together. You know, I think they could work together.
Yo, what's up with all these Japanese directors and being really egotistical?
Yeah,
I mean
Miyamoto.
Yeah, Miyamoto. You know that ain't gonna work. You know.
Miyamoto wouldn't want to do a Metal Gear game or a stealth game. He would probably be like, "Oh, stealth, make it to Mario."
Stealth Mario? Yeah, I was about to say.
Make it Mario. Well, I mean, I would think that Miyamoto would want to keep to doing stuff. I mean, the director of the Legend of Zelda games, like not
Nomura, is that his name?
Yeah, him. He might be interesting. If you're allowed to, if Kojima's will not essentially oversee everything he does and sort of just let him do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
You know, with the idea and sort of collaborate with him. But I think he might work as a director for some sort of stealthy game with Kojima.
Yeah, Logic One says it's hard not to be egotistical as a director. You have dozens of people trying to pull you into different directions. You kind of have to be. You know, you have to kind of be the big man on campus. You know,
you have to be solid with your vision. Like, you know, if you're listening to every single idea that's coming in, you're essentially watered down the idea.
Yeah.
So you have to be the sort of thing. But there's also the idea that there are also directors who are also good with collaboration, or seem that they might be. So we're sort of thinking of people, you know, directors that are sort of journeyman directors that will be able to work with others.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, some of the guys I listed before, they would not work.
Itagaki would not.
Itagaki would not work. Nope.
Itagaki would not work. Itagaki would probably tell Kojima to go fuck himself. That's what would probably happen, and walk off and do some other crazy ass shit. And Hideki Kamiya,
he'll block Kojima on Twitter. You know.
I mean, he has worked. I mean, he has sort of. He didn't direct Revengeance. So who directed Revengeance? It was another director at
It wasn't Shinji Mikami, was it?
No, it was another director. I mean, all I know is that whenever somebody says, "Hey, I loved Revengeance," he's like, "I didn't direct that game." Block.
Yeah. By the way, So I rescind the whole Japanese thing. It's every fucking director.
It's every. I was about to say that too, Carlos. All of them. You know.
It's fucking David Jaffe, Cliffy B.
Well,
what's his name? Naughty Dog, fucking dude.
Neil Druckmann.
Oh, Neil Druckmann.
And David Cage.
Yeah. They're all like that. They have to be. You know. You need that hard dude up there that's just gonna put his foot down. You know.
But then, what about Cory Barlog? I don't see Cory Barlog
he's not
as one of those.
But he might be behind the scenes though, you know.
I don't know. I mean, he seems like a person that's a little bit more open to working with people. I know,
approachable.
Yeah, approachable when it comes to stuff, as opposed to David Jaffe. This is my idea.
Yeah, I got things on you. I'm gonna dig them out. I'm gonna dig them out if you don't give me credit. If you don't call me, I'm gonna put the skeletons out. Like, dude, chill out, bro.
I know where the bodies were. I know where the bodies were buried.
Yeah, you know.
But I don't say anything because I know things.
Yeah, people in the background looking at you, like, yo, what's up with this dude right now, man? Like that. This is why we don't invite this motherfucker to the parties, man.
Yeah, that's why we don't. Yo, man.
This motherfucker's crazy, man. Just walk away.
Just walk away slowly.
You so crazy. You so crazy. You so crazy.
All right. I think we're done, man. Another good one. Another show in the books, people. All right, Manny, plug some stuff. What do you have, and where will you be?
Yes. So, first of all, I will not be on the next episode of Throwdown.
Pero why?
I know, but I'm going to be at New York Comic Con. And if those of you remember, a previous time when I did a show on New York Comic Con and then also did Throwdown, I was literally falling asleep on the show. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see me passing out. But I'm going to be there the whole weekend. From this Thursday to Sunday, and I'm going to be at Table J23. I'm going to have all my cool stuff. Going to have the Solid Zero art book, and Death Stranding stuff, Metal Gear stuff, some Kingdom Hearts prints, all that good stuff. And also possibly Tony will show up on Saturday to hang out, and we got the spot.
Yeah. Oh, no possibility. I will be there. You know, and it'll probably be easier to catch me because I'm pretty much just gonna stay at Artist Alley this year. You know, and for me, I'm a stationary point. You'll be able to find me there. It's not like I walk away all the damn time. But anyway, yeah. So hope to see you guys there if you're from New York and you're all ready to go because this should be interesting. I'm optimistic about all of this because again, it's like. Getting back into cons again and all that stuff. So, hope to see you guys there. Yeah, I'm hoping to see Barry Burton there, too.
Yeah, Barry. You're gumming, aren't you?
You know he will be. Also, Manny, where can people hear you?
Yes, I will be. Well, tomorrow is going to be today is going to be our the podcast that I did with
Michael Santiago.
I'm sorry, I'm totally
like somebody.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Michael Santiago, Gamers University.
Yes, Michael Santiago, Gamers University. We did a really great show. We talked about my career in art as well as my likes in games, and so all of that is going to be up tomorrow or today.
Yeah, so go to your Twitter. I guess you'll be plugging it.
Yep, go to my Twitter. I'll probably be plugging it and all that good stuff. So yeah,
at emanland.
At emanland.
There you go. All right, Adam, what you got, man?
Got 2 episodes of I Am Negan, the TWD Universe podcast. We got one for the current episode of Walking Dead that aired today, which is season 11, episode 7, and then also for the World Beyond, season 2, episode 1. Yeah, we poo-pooed that one pretty bad, Rich and I, and they stopped saying it. It's fear. You're gonna confuse people. Like, they got nukes in World Beyond too. No, they got some boring ass freeform teen drama shit going on. It's not good. It's not good. But you know what? It's okay because there's only 10 episodes, and then that's it. It's done. There's no more. It's only 2 seasons, and we knew that going in. So 1 down, 9 to go. So yeah, those 2 are out there, so you can check it out. I Am Negan on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Coalition, everywhere.
That's you, Carlos, and Mr. Richard Bailey.
Yeah, Carlos is on the Walking Dead one, and Richard Bailey Jr. is with us on that, and World Beyond.
Good stuff.
Next week, by the way, next week is the season or the mid season.
Yeah, the first. There's 24 episodes for this final season, and there's 2 breaks. This is the first, and it'll take next week is the first break. Episode 8, and I think they said around maybe late January, February, it'll return for the second half.
Oh, so it's basically every 8 episodes, right? Then you get a break. Is that how it works? That'll be 24, right? Three. Oh, you said 2 breaks, right? So 3 blocks. Yeah, that makes sense. 8 episodes.
Yeah, they said 2 breaks. Let's go around with this.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Sopranos, the last season, which also had like 24 episodes when they usually just did 13. And I was like, why did you do that? And I was like, we just wanted to push it all together. Yeah, but that's like 2 seasons, man. You could have just, bragged, stretched it out, made it a little, but they just combined it. And that's the same thing going on with this. But then again, they always did like in the 20s, so whatever. It's still weird that they did these 2 big breaks, but I think it's mainly because they have 2 other shows going on besides this. We got the World Beyond going, and then you got Fear. That's a lot of dead. That's a lot of walkers.
That's a lot of dead.
Yeah, so all going on at the same time, it's like, so go check it out.
Good stuff, man. All right, people, you already know, man. Follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter, and join the Discord where it is always popping. You can find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show. That's 2 words, Throwdown Show. And you can also visit throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. If you've watched this on YouTube and enjoyed the content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of when our videos go up. Links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco. And tonight, I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Go watch Squid Game if you don't want to get spoiled on freaking anywhere on fucking the internet, man. It's crazy.
K-drama. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
all right. Adam Vale.
Go watch Evil. That's an awesome show. Evil.
Brett Burdock.
I really don't have any show recommendations since I just finished 12 Monkeys.
There you go.
The TV show?
What about
the
TV
show, the movie?
One?
Yeah, the I just finished the show. I didn't know there was a show. It's not bad, but I am way behind the curve on that one.
Yeah, the 2 seasons are pretty good. It was a lot of back and forth though. You got to really pay attention. There's no, let me play with my phone for a little bit. You look back and then a completely different timeline. It's like, what did I miss?
All right, and of course, Brian Manjoma.
Just go play games in general. Like, if you spend 8 hours on Twitter Spaces, I don't think you're playing games.
Or if you're spending time shooting tires in Halo and making videos about that, play the game. Don't shoot tires in the game. You know, it's ridiculous. All right, people. We'll see you on Thursday, except for me.
Oh,
He'll be at
Brad, real
Comic-Con.
quick.
Go to Comic-Con. What's up?
I don't like Why the Last Man in the show. It's whack.
Oh, okay.
I don't either. I like the comic. It is not a good show.
All right,
No,
so
it's
stay
not.
away from Why the Last Man. All right, people. We'll see you later.
See you next time.
Deuces.
What's wrong with the show?
It's just I don't like any of the